Welcome to a world where everyone is a professional liar and Instagram is the playground for the fake. People flex supercars they do not own and bodies they have edited to perfection just to hide their pathetic flaws from the world. We hide our true selves even from the people we claim to love. You never truly know what your partner is hiding until the secret is finally dragged into the light. But our girl Gi Jagong doesn't have to worry about that anymore. She's got a secret weapon that makes sure no red flag goes unnoticed. At Pyongyang Art University, Giju is the legend who wins every playwriting contest she touches. But despite her genius, the campus gossip is brutal. Normally, she wouldn't even look at small-time contests, but lately, she's entering everything. Word on the street is that she's doing it all for her boyfriend. Apparently, she's been handing over every cent of her prize money to fund his life. The top-tier writer has turned into a total financial doormat. Her peers are calling her the ultimate pushover. Back in high school, she actually wrote her boyfriend's entire college application and got caught. Then in college, she dated a sleazeball who asked for an open relationship while she was doing all his homework.
The red flags were screaming, but she just kept doing his projects until he dumped her for someone else.
It's obvious to everyone that men only date her to take advantage of her kindness. Everyone pities the girl with zero survival instincts. Even now, she's staring at her phone about to transfer another 500,000 won to boyfriend with a heart icon. That is about $350 gone in a single click. Someone needs to take this girl's phone away immediately. When her friends corner her for contest tips, Giju gives them the cold shoulder.
She knows they're judging her, but she'd rather walk away than hear the truth.
She's tired of being the department's favorite topic of conversation. Her friends aren't even trying to hide the disrespect, asking her exactly where she's going to spend that prize money. They mock her, knowing there won't be a cent left once she pays her boyfriend's bills. Giju tries to play it off as being a passionate lover, but the roast continues. They ask if she'll have anything left for herself, and the silence in the room is deafening.
It is safe to say the entire school thinks she's a total joke.
Then they notice the cheap ring on her finger. They ask if it's a couple's ring, but when they hear it's a unique brandless piece from a street vendor, they can't help but lean in and squint at the audacity of it all. Giju insists that getting a toy ring was her idea because Jimin is just so nice and lets her have her way.
Her friends are literally dumbfounded, wondering why she's defending a guy who gives her plastic jewelry while she pays his rent.
Our girl really tries to argue that Jimin is a good person because he reads a lot of books. She claims research shows more reading leads to a higher EQ, making him more kind. Her friends just laugh, pointing out her exes had high EQs too. Her standards are officially in the gutter. Her friends point out that she just prefers to give than receive, which is a nice way of saying she's a human ATM. Giju is finally reaching her limit with the constant criticism. Just as the tension peaks, the campus heartthrob Hale Yun enters the chat. He's treating everyone to lunch, and the room erupts. Compared to Giju's struggling actor boyfriend, Hale looks like he stepped out of a luxury catalog. Hale is the complete package, brains, manners, and looks that make the professors and students alike obsess over him. He's the golden boy of the university, and watching him just makes Giju's cheap ring look even more pathetic. Her friends keep pushing the agenda that she should aim for someone like Hale who has actual street cred and looks. Giju tries to tell herself her relationship is fine, but deep down, the doubt is starting to crawl in.
Giju glances at her ring, wondering if it's really that awful.
She tries to convince herself it's perfectly fine, but the comparison to a real man like Hale is starting to hurt. She's desperate to believe Jimin is different. She runs into Jimin on campus and her heart melts because he looks worried about her. She just sent him more money, and he's playing the role of the concerned boyfriend perfectly. She can't see that he's just there because the cash hit his account. Jimin acts like he wanted to return the money in person because he felt bad seeing her upset. It is a masterclass in manipulation.
He sees her looking sad and immediately plays the good guy card to make her feel guilty for doubting him.
Giju is convinced she's just paying him back for being there during her last breakup. She hates being indebted to anyone, a trait that stems from her childhood. If someone did her a favor back then, she felt a compulsive need to pay them back tenfold. This childhood obsession has ruined her romantic life.
She thinks giving more is the only way to prove her love.
While her boyfriends were grateful at first, they eventually learned to treat her generosity like a given right. She's been training these men to treat her like a bank account since she was in pigtails. Even when she gives him flowers or expensive gifts, it's never enough to buy the respect she actually deserves. Jimin holds her hand and tells her they aren't strangers, so she shouldn't talk about money. He claims lovers should support each other, which is exactly what a leech says right before they suck you dry. Giju is completely blinded by his different attitude. He even brings her kimchi from her mom and says he helped out at her parents' restaurant. To Giju, this is the ultimate proof of love. He's helping her family, so she feels like she has to fund his life even more to balance the scale. Jimin acts all disappointed when he doesn't get a callback for an audition. Giju comforts him, telling him it's their loss because his face is too good for them. She's basically his #1 fan and his only source of income. Jimin calls himself the James Dean of the school and Giju just laughs along like a loyal fan. She knows his parents don't support his acting, so she's entering 100 contests a month just to keep his delusional hopes alive. The list of contests she wins is insane, from raspberry festivals to linguistic culture essays. She sees the prize money as the definitive proof of her love, which is honestly just heartbreaking. She's buying his affection one essay at a time. Jimin is about to go get some expensive steamed pork feet, and even though it's pricey, Giju doesn't care because he likes it.
She's ready to pay for anything just to keep that smile on his face.
Giju is convinced Jimin is different from her toxic exes. She's planning to show him every part of herself for their 100th day anniversary. She's nervous and scared but wants her first time to be with him. She even starts shopping for special lingerie online to make the night perfect.
She's convinced that when he sees her effort, he'll literally burst into tears of happiness.
Our girl is going all out for a man who hasn't even bought her a real meal yet.
While she's daydreaming about their trip, she hears a vibrating sound and realizes Jimin left his phone behind. She thinks he's an adorable klutz, but as she picks it up to check the notification, her entire reality starts to crumble.
A message pops up saying Jimin has found himself a real-life sugar mama. Giju's heart stops as she scrolls through a group chat full of her own pictures. He's been bragging to his friends about his ATM girlfriend like she's a prize pig. The chat is a horror show. He mocks her parents' small restaurant and laughs about how she's dying to give him more. He even shares screenshots of the money transfers she sent for his acting school and rent. When his friends tell him to get a job if he actually feels bad, he just replies, "Why would I do that when I'm living the sweet life?" Giju is shaking as Jimin walks back in, complaining about the cold while carrying the food she paid for. He tries to act all cute and says he ran back to keep the pork feet warm, but Giju is just staring at him with his phone in her hand.
He realizes he's been caught and his nice guy mask finally starts to slip.
Jimin immediately starts making pathetic excuses, claiming it was all just talk and he was just bragging because his life is stuck.
Giju realizes the James Dean of the school is just a talentless loser who used her for clout.
Giju finally calls him out for being pathetic. He grabs her shoulder and tells her to just hear him out, desperate to keep his financial sponsor.
The tension in the room is explosive as the truth finally comes out.
She realizes she was truly blind.
Jimin has no talent and no plan, only a backup plan to live off her prize money forever.
She's done being his doormat and he's starting to lose his mind.
In a fit of rage, Jimin loses his temper and actually strikes her across the face.
The nice guy is officially a violent monster.
Giju hits the floor, finally seeing the true dark colors of the man she thought she loved.
Giju stands her ground, despite the pain.
She realizes that even when everyone warned her, she still chose to believe in him.
She screams that she was truly happy with that cheap toy ring, but now she's throwing it right back in his face.
After throwing the ring and ending it, Giju tries to escape. Jimin grabs her, begging for a second chance, but in the struggle, she stumbles. She takes a horrific tumble down the stairs, wishing she could have recognized the red flags before it was too late.
Jimin is screaming her name like he actually cares, but we all know he's just terrified of losing his human ATM. Giju is literally suspended in the air, watching her life slip away while that parasite reaches out for her in a panic.
As she falls, it's not her future that flashes before her eyes, it's a highlight reel of all the garbage men she has ever dated. The jerk who made her write his college essays and the sleazeball who wanted an open relationship are all there, mocking her in her memories. Falling through the dark, she finally hits rock bottom mentally.
She's actually blaming herself, wondering if it's her fault for being such a magnet for toxic trash.
She's begging the universe for a sign, any sign, to recognize these red flags before they destroy her.
Her last conscious thought is a desperate prayer.
If only someone had taught her the signs. If only she had eyes that could see through the lies. She loses consciousness, wishing she'd never have to be treated like a pathetic doormat ever again. Giju finally opens her eyes in a hospital room, and guess who is hovering over her? Jimin is back in perfect boyfriend mode, acting all concerned and probably rehearsing his next round of lies for the doctors. But wait, the fall didn't just give her a headache, it gave her a miracle. A floating digital window appears above Jimin's head. It is a brutal 1-star review from an anonymous ex-girlfriend, warning that he's a drunk who hits women. It's not a hallucination, it's a gift from heaven. Giju is staring at his entire toxic history displayed in midair while he continues to plead for forgiveness. The game is officially over for Jimin, and Giju's revenge era is just beginning. Waking up in a hospital bed is bad enough, but imagine opening your eyes and seeing digital notifications floating in midair.
Giju is officially questioning her sanity, wondering if her headfirst dive down the stairs caused some permanent brain damage.
Right above her boyfriend Jimin's head, there are literal glowing stars and blocks of text like a Yelp review for humans.
It even includes Giju's own delusional thoughts about him being a perfect man.
But the real tea is in the other reviews from his ex-girlfriends, Jae-hye Kim and Gaeong Song.
They aren't holding back, calling him a violent bastard who has a nasty habit of hitting women when he's drunk or angry.
Despite the evidence hovering right in front of her face, Jimin is still trying to play the part of the devoted lover. He is grabbing her arm and insisting they shouldn't break up over a simple mistake. The audacity of this man is truly off the charts. Now he is moving on to the classic gaslighting strategy, claiming he only pushed her because she provoked him. Giju is looking at him with a whole new level of clarity, and she notices something even more disgusting on her hand. That cheap anniversary ring is back on her finger. This parasite actually slid it back on her while she was unconscious just to keep his meal ticket secured. Giju's face says it all, she is completely done with this performance. When Giju starts questioning his manipulative trash behavior, Jimin immediately folds like a lawn chair. He gets so flustered that he uses the "I'll go find a doctor" excuse just to run away from the confrontation.
Left alone, Giju finally has a moment to breathe and think.
These aren't just random hallucinations. They are live, verified reviews of Jimin's character written by the people who actually know the real him.
She realizes the system looks exactly like movie or restaurant reviews.
The ratings prove that his violent outburst wasn't a one-time accident, it's a habitual pattern of abuse. The system even shows her movie reviews to prove a point.
It's like her brain has been upgraded with a premium subscription to the truth.
She scrolls through more reviews of Jimin, and they are all 1-star disasters. It turns out he gets dating advice from his buddies and tells them every private detail of Giju's life. Giju can't believe how blind she was. If these reviews are true, then Jimin is a dangerous monster who hits women habitually. But how can she be 100% sure this isn't just a dream? Just then, her friend Sang-sun slams the door open, and boom, a brand new window appears. Giju isn't just seeing reviews for her boyfriend, she is seeing them for everyone.
Sang-sun is panicking about Giju's fall, but Giju is too busy reading Sang-sun's ex-boyfriend's complaints.
This is the ultimate test to see if her new powers are legit or if she's just lost it. The reviews for Sang-sun are oddly specific, with guys like Sanjeol Park and Jae-hyun Kim complaining about her reactions to public surprises and her views on intimacy. Giju decides to go full detective mode. She needs to ask Sang-sun about these specific details to verify if the review system is actually accurate. She asks Sang-sun if she really broke up with Sanjeol because of a public birthday surprise. Sang-sun's reaction is pure shock, She can't believe Giju knows about that embarrassing mess. Giju doubles down and asks about the other ex, Jihan, who wouldn't touch her unless she promised to marry him. Sang-sun is absolutely stunned and calls her ex trash for being such a loudmouth.
That's the final confirmation Giju needed. The reviews are the absolute, unfiltered truth.
While Sang-sun is shaking her and asking how she knows all this, Giju is realizing her life is about to change forever.
Sang-sun notices the bruise on Giju's face and realizes she didn't just fall backwards down the stairs.
Jimin chooses this exact moment to walk back in, and you can practically smell the fear on him.
Jimin sees Sang-sun and immediately starts sweating. He makes a pathetic excuse about an audition and flees the hospital like the coward he is. Sang-sun is ready to rip his head off for leaving Giju alone again.
Giju finally confesses the whole truth to Sang-sun about Jimin's violence.
Sang-sun is furious that her friend didn't tell her sooner, but Giju is just staring at that cheap toy ring.
Despite ending the relationship, the ring is still there. In a moment of pure experimentation, Giju slides it off her finger. Instantly, the floating reviews vanish into thin air. She slides the ring back on and, swish, the digital windows are back in business. The source of her power is confirmed. This cheap piece of vendor jewelry is a literal divine relic for spotting trashmen. Giju is huffing and puffing from the stress of it all, but she's never felt more powerful.
She realizes her desperate wish to see red flags was actually granted by a higher power.
She remembers all the times she was treated like a doormat because she couldn't see the signs. But with these new eyes, she will never be a victim again.
Sang-sun thinks Giju has finally snapped because she's yelling at a piece of plastic jewelry.
But Giju is already planning her next move, finding the mysterious store where she originally bought this ring.
She spends all night thinking about it, knowing that the seller must have some answers.
The quest for the truth is officially on.
She's barely back on campus before the resident leech, Jimin, shows up again. He's been lurking around waiting for her, ready to drop another round of pathetic excuses. But Giju isn't the same girl he pushed down the stairs. Jimin tries to play the "I can't live without you" card, but Giju is seeing through the performance now. New reviews from his friends appear, revealing that he's a total parasite who relies on women to pay his rent and bar tabs. Giju decides to end the cycle for good, offering to pay his next month's rent just to get him to disappear forever. She's being firm because she needs this relationship to end for her own sanity. No more sugar mama status. Losing his financial sponsor sends Jimin into a full-blown meltdown right there in public.
He clenches his fist, ready to strike her again, because he can't handle the truth.
But someone is about to crash his violent little party. Just as Jimin is about to turn violent, a tall, imposing figure intercepts him. He accidentally bumps into the trash can, making Jimin look like the tiny coward he really is. One look at the stranger's size and Jimin decides it's time to run away again. And who is the savior? None other than Hae-yeon, the campus star. He's checking on Giju with all the perfect manners and handsome looks that everyone obsesses over. He's acting every bit the gentleman everyone says he is. Giju looks up at the ultimate catch, the man with the brains and the face of an angel. She prepares to see a symphony of glowing 5-star reviews above his head. She's waiting for proof that a truly good man actually exists. She focuses her new eyes on the floating window above Hale's head, but the rating she sees doesn't just surprise her, it leaves her completely frozen in shock. Is the campus golden boy hiding a secret even darker than Jimin's?
You thought the abusive ex was bad?
Try looking at the campus golden boy and seeing a 0.5-star rating.
Giju is officially losing her mind because the perfect Hae-yeon is apparently the ultimate red flag.
This system is brutal. Even her messy friend Sang-sun got 3.5 stars, and the violent Jimin managed a 2.0. So why is Mr. Perfect hovering in the basement of human decency? The volume of reviews for Hale is absolutely overwhelming.
Giju is staring at him like he is a horror movie villain while he just stands there with that model-tier smile.
What kind of catastrophic love life did this guy have to get a rating this low? Giju is flinching as she tries to read the text, but there are just too many secrets to process at once. Hale breaks the tension by calling her name. He knows her from the playwriting contests. He is acting like a total gentleman, which is honestly the scariest part of this whole situation. He says he sees her name everywhere and wanted to meet her in person. Giju is dying of embarrassment after her public drama with Jimin, but Hale is being remarkably chill. Giju quickly blurts out that they broke up just to clear the air. She is so humiliated she wants to disappear into the sidewalk, but Hale just takes it in stride. She uses his class schedule as an excuse to bolt. She needs answers about this ring, and she needs them now. She sprints back to that sketchy toy store from last week.
She is worried Hale thinks she is a total pushover for wearing a ring from her ex.
Meanwhile, Hale's friends are calling him to class, finally giving her a chance to breathe. Giju reaches the shop and slams the ring on the counter. She needs to know what this thing is capable of and why her eyes are suddenly a lie detector. Plot twist. The vendor claims he has never seen or sold a ring like that in his entire life. Giju is arguing with him because she literally bought it there last week.
If the vendor is telling the truth, then where did this magic jewelry come from?
Jimin has the same ring, but he is not reacting to reviews, so Giju is the only one with the power. She heads back to her parents' restaurant and immediately gets hit with TMI. Every customer is getting exposed. This guy is apparently more into 2D characters than real women. The hairdresser Yoni gets roasted by her exes too. Apparently, she is never satisfied and her boyfriends are actually afraid of her every single night. Giju is seeing way too much info. Giju is staggering from the information overload. When her parents approach to check on her, she takes off running.
There is no way she is reading her mom and dad's secret dating history.
She is freaked out and sprinting through the streets.
She realizes the ring is the key, but she is not ready to know the truth about the people she actually cares about.
Her parents are confused as she dashes away, but Giju is just trying to keep her head straight. The reviews are everywhere, and they are not stopping for anyone. Back on campus, she tries to decide if she should keep the ring off. But if she wants to understand this power, she has to face the digital music. Then, the fan club starts squealing. The campus gossip is in full swing. Hale's mom owns a major publishing house and his dad is a famous writer. He is rich, humble, and perfect.
Or so they think.
Giju is the only one who knows they all have the wrong idea. If his 0.5 star rating is right, then Hale Yun is the most dangerous man on campus. Hale approaches her again and hands her a Pocari Sweat. He claims it is just an extra from the freshman, but he is being way too chummy with her for no reason. Just as she is being wary of Hale, her phone starts blowing up. It is the king of trash himself, Jimin, sending some of the most arrogant texts in human history. This guy actually tries to dump her first. He claims he is ready for a fresh start because he finally got an audition callback. He is blocking her and acting like he is the one in control. Giju isn't letting him off that easy. She tracks him down to the theater department to demand he pays her hospital bill. But she freezes when she hears him talking to his friends. Jimin is shamelessly lying, telling everyone Giju threw a fit and hit him. He is painting her as a violent nut job who couldn't handle the breakup. The level of audacity is insane. His friends are laughing and calling her a nut job. Jimin even says it's his fault for dating a girl who had nothing else in her life. This guy is a literal professional gaslighter. They bring up her past relationships, claiming she was a stalker who got dumped for a reason. Jimin is building a fortress of lies to protect his good guy reputation.
Giju looks at the friends and realizes they all have low ratings too.
Birds of a feather really do flock together. Meanwhile, Jimin is bragging about his callback for a prestigious troupe. Trash boyfriend Jimin is out here acting like a big man, bragging to his buddies about having hot pictures of Giju. He is literally asking them if he should make her beg for him to come back. The level of delusion is honestly astronomical. But the joke is on him. Giju steps out from the shadows and snatches that phone right out of his greasy hands. His friends are leaning in, dying for a peek at the goods, but they are about to get a front row seat to his downfall instead. It turns out the hot pictures were just screenshots of her profile picture. Giju does not waste a second, she deletes that folder before the coward can even process what is happening. Jimin is looking at her like he just saw a ghost, asking her when she even got there. Giju is done playing games. She does not just walk away, she slams the phone down and destroys it in front of everyone. The sound of that screen cracking is the sweetest melody she has heard all week. Total boss move. Jim and his friends are absolutely speechless.
They are watching Giju walk away with a vibe that screams, "Do not cross me." Jimin, meanwhile, is in a full-blown panic because his cool guy image is currently burning to the ground.
Giju points to the scar on her face, the literal mark of his violence. She is trying to call him out, but Jimin is already switching into damage control mode. He is terrified she is going to expose the domestic monster hiding behind that actor mask.
In a panic, Jimin yanks her away from the crowd.
He is not worried about her, he is worried about his reputation. He starts shoving her around, demanding to know if she has gone crazy. No, Jimin, she just finally woke up.
Jimin starts spewing toxic venom, asking if she was really going to reveal the truth in front of everyone.
He is worried about his rep, but Giju claps back that if he cared about his image, he should not have been a violent trash fire in the first place. Now comes the masterclass in gaslighting.
He asks Giju if she really thinks she can handle the backlash of telling people the truth.
He is trying to make her feel like the villain for his mistakes. It is peak manipulative behavior. This guy actually has the nerve to say he is doing her a favor by lying. He claims he is telling people she is the one who dumped him so she looks like she is wearing the pants. He is trying to make himself look like the victim while pretending to be considerate.
He cruelly reminds her that the campus already thinks she is a pathetic doormat.
If the truth comes out that she paid his rent and tuition only to get beat up, no one is going to take her side.
They will just laugh at her desperation. The weight of his words hits her like a physical blow.
Giju feels physically sick as she realizes her own reputation as a pushover is exactly why this leech thinks he can walk all over her.
It is a bitter pill to swallow.
She screams that it is all bulls *****, but deep down, she knows the campus rumors are already working against her.
Jimin is just standing there, smug as ever, watching his manipulation take hold. The memories of people pitying her and calling her a doormat start flooding back. Jimin and his words are echoing in her head, and for a second, she almost believes him. But her anger is starting to burn through the gaslighting. Jimin finally dismisses her like she is an annoying bug. He has got an important meeting and does not have the energy for her anymore. He tells her to let it go as if he didn't just shove her down a flight of stairs last night. Giju is left alone, staring at his ruined phone.
She realizes all his fake apologies were just a performance to save his own skin.
She is finally done being a supporting character in his toxic drama. She turns her focus back to the floating reviews. Gaeong Song and Jae-hai Kim, those names are the key. They are the living proof that Jimin has a pattern of abuse, and Giju is determined to track them down.
Suddenly, she realizes she is not alone.
Hae Yun, the campus star, is standing right there, puffing on a cigarette. He has seen and heard everything. Talk about the worst possible timing for a private meltdown. Giju is absolutely mortified. The most popular guy in school just witnessed her getting roasted by her trash ex.
She is staring at him, wondering if he is going to use this trauma as the next campus gossip headline.
She desperately begs him to keep what he saw a secret. She is already at rock bottom, she can't handle being the department's laughingstock. But Hale is not looking at her with pity, he has got a different vibe entirely. Hale hits her with the ultimate "what is in it for me" line. Instead of just agreeing to be a good person, he invites her to dinner. Giju is confused as hell, but she is in no position to say no to his hush money request. At the restaurant, the atmosphere is fancy, but Giju cannot even look him in the eye. It is not just because he is handsome, it is because the reviews hovering over his head are getting wilder and more scandalous by the second. The digital windows are labeling Mr. Perfect as a pretty piece of trash. Apparently, Hae Yun is a total Casanova who ghosted women after giving them unforgettable nights. Talk about a plot twist. Hale notices her avoiding eye contact and calls her out on it. He is acting all humble and sweet, but Giju is reading the reviews that say he goes hard during the night. The TMI is reaching critical levels. Giju is flushing red as she reads about his bedroom skills. She is trying to focus on her pasta, but the reviews from girls like Yoon Lee are saying he is only good for one thing. This guy is a literal danger zone. One review calls him a pretty piece of trash who cheated on her while gifting her underwear.
Giju is starting to realize that Jimin might have been a small-time crook, but Hale is a high-stakes player.
She is considering taking the ring off just to escape the mental scarring of reading all these details. But then, she peeks at one more review and sees a name that makes her heart stop, Gaeong Song. Wait a minute, Gaeong Song? That is Jim and his ex. What is her name doing in Hale's review list?
Giju realizes that both of her trash ex's previous victims might have crossed paths with the campus idol.
The Gaeong Song review is buried under a mountain of other pop-ups. Giju is frantically trying to figure out how to read it, but there is too much digital clutter in the way. She is reaching out into thin air like a lunatic. And then, the ultimate discovery, she can physically touch and move the pop-ups. She starts flailing around, swiping the other reviews aside like she is in a sci-fi movie. Hale is watching her with a look that says, "Is she okay?" She finally finds it. Both Gaeong Song and Jae-hye Kim have left reviews for Hale. This is not a coincidence, it is a pattern. Both of the women Jimin abused were also involved with Hale. The world is getting very, very small.
Giju realizes these women must be students from their school.
This is the breakthrough she needed. If she can get their numbers, she can finally get the evidence to destroy Jimin's reputation for good. In her excitement, Giju accidentally grabs Hale's hand across the table. She is staring at him with a look of pure intensity, and Hale is actually looking a bit flustered. The tables have officially turned. Giju drops the bomb and asks if he knows Gaeong Song and Jae-hye Kim. She tells him she really needs their numbers.
She is using his secret as leverage to get the intel she needs for her revenge tour.
Hale admits he knows them, but he does not have their numbers on hand. He flashes a grin that says he knows exactly what she is up to.
He agrees to help, but he is already thinking about what he wants from her in return.
This game is just getting started. Hale Yun is finally handing over the phone numbers Giju needs, but Mr. Perfect always has a price. He is collecting a favor for later, and Giju is so fueled by revenge that she agrees to whatever mystery debt this campus idol is cooking up. Fast forward 1 week and the university is in a total frenzy because director Mun is in the house. He is a literal legend in the theater world and he is here to scout our resident trash heap, Jimin, for a career-making role. Jimin is out here acting like he is already a Hollywood star, comparing himself to the greats while soaking up all the attention. The audacity of this guy to act like a humble saint when he is actually just a leech is honestly impressive. Audition time. Jimin steps on stage for the performance of his life. He is oozing that fake good guy charm that he used to trap Giju, ready to join the elite Wolha theater troupe and leave his pushover past behind. Mid-performance, Jimin spots Giju in the audience and his ego goes into overdrive.
He thinks she is there because she is still obsessed with him, and he is eager to show her what she is missing out on now that he is a star.
He is giving it his all on stage, convinced he is an absolute legend. He wants to prove his worth to the girl he looked down on, but he has no idea he is actually walking into a lethal trap set by the very women he broke. The doors are kicked open and the entire room freezes. Jimin's superstar fantasy is about to turn into a public execution because Giju isn't alone, she has brought a whole squad of his victims with her. Jimin's face goes pale as he sees Gaeong Song and Jae-hye Kim marching toward the stage. Giju doesn't waste a second, telling director Mun that casting this man would be a total failure of judgment and a disaster for his troupe. The staff tries to act like security is coming, but these women are on a mission. They have bypassed every lock and guard just to get a front row seat to Jimin's downfall. The atmosphere in the theater is explosive. Giju warns the director that casting Jimin means inviting chaos into his troupe. Meanwhile, Jimin is cowering as Jae-hye Kim looms over him like an avenging angel. The James Dean of Art School is currently vibrating with actual terror. Jimin tries to act like the victim, but Jae-hye is just cracking her knuckles. She reveals that she used to hold back because she didn't want to kill him with her professional strength, But those days of restraint are officially over. Meet the Taekwondo master. Jae-hai makes it clear that since she quit her pro career, she has zero reason to show mercy. She is about to show Jimin exactly what happens when you treat a national athlete like a punching bag.
Gaeong-seong joins the party, reminding Jimin of the pain and fear he caused her.
She has been waiting for this moment of retribution, and she has brought some specialized tools for her specific brand of revenge.
Jimin actually thinks getting hit by the tiny Gaeong will be easier than the athlete Jae-hai, but he is dead wrong.
Gaeong spent 5 hours filing her nails, just to scratch the truth right out of his fake actor skin.
The audience is in shock, but nobody is moving to save the pretty boy. Jimin is getting slashed and poked in front of his entire department, and he finally has the stones to ask if they came to ruin his career. He tries to play the professionalism card, calling their behavior rude and claiming personal lives don't matter on stage. Gaeong just laughs in his face. Respect is earned, not given to parasites who beat women. Giju pulls out the receipts. She shows everyone the private notes where Jimin mocked his exes for being cool enough to take his punches. The director is seeing the real Jimin now, and it is a total horror show. She makes it clear that this isn't just personal drama, it is a massive liability. Casting a violent monster is a death sentence for the troupe's reputation. The legendary director Mun is finally seeing the red flags. Giju points to the industry standards, showing how ticket sales die when actors have personal scandals. She is dismantling his future brick by brick right in front of the man who was about to make him famous. She brings up Haryun, the actress who almost took the troupe down with her own scandals. It is a professional checkmate. Director Mun knows he can't afford another public relations disaster like this trash man.
Jimin is in full-blown panic, screaming that everyone is lying and that his exes are just acting out of spite.
He is desperately trying to claw back his dignity, but his mask has already been shredded to pieces. He even tries to frame Giju, claiming she was the violent one. He is reaching for any lie that might stick, attempting to manipulate the director's own history with rumors to win a shred of sympathy. Jimin bows low, begging the director not to make him another victim of malicious rumors.
He is smirking at Giju, thinking his acting skills can still save him.
The narcissism is truly off the charts at this point. Director Mun has heard enough. The room goes silent as he prepares to give his verdict. Jimin's entire future is hanging by a single thread, and Giju is ready to watch it snap. The revenge tour is just getting started. Jimin is putting on the performance of a lifetime, but it's not the monologue director Mun asked for. He is begging the director to ignore the malicious rumors, acting like a tragic hero whose career is being destroyed by a simple mistake. The desperation is real, folks.
Director Mun is a pro, and he's not easily swayed by tears.
He acknowledges that this role is a make-or-break moment for any actor, but he drops a cold truth: making accusations without evidence is a serious crime.
He is ready to wrap this up unless someone can provide actual receipts.
Jimin thinks he's won.
He smirks, demanding proof because he's certain no one was there to see his mask slip. But Giju is just standing there, looking like she's got the winning hand in a high-stakes poker game. The trap is officially set. Giju flashes back to the moment this coward tried to gaslight her. Jimin actually had the nerve to tell her that no one would believe a pushover who paid his rent just to get beat up.
He thought her reputation as a doormat was his ultimate shield.
Surprise! Giju pulls out her phone and reveals the one thing Jimin never saw coming, a full recording of their violent confrontation from a week ago. The look on his face is priceless. He just watched his entire future go up in digital smoke. Here is the real plot twist: Hail Yun was the secret cameraman. He filmed the whole argument and offered the video to Giju so she could have her absolute revenge. Mr. 0.5 stars might be a mystery, but he's definitely playing on Giju's team today. Flashback to 1 week before the audition. Giju met up with the squad, Jae-hai and Gaeong, to coordinate the ultimate takedown. These women were stunned that Giju knew their secrets because they had never told a soul about the pain Jimin caused them.
Through the digital reviews, Giju realized Jimin's sick pattern. He purposefully targeted women he thought were too timid or cool to ever speak out against him.
He didn't want lovers, he wanted victims who wouldn't bark back.
The ex-girlfriends shared their stories of betrayal and shared shame.
They all agreed on one thing: letting a monster like Jimin become a famous star would only lead to more women suffering. The alliance was forged in fire. Back to the present, and director Mun has seen enough. He delivers a verdict that is a literal death sentence for Jimin's career. He tells the trash man that he will remember his name specifically to ensure he is never, ever hired in this industry again. Jimin's dreams are officially in the gutter.
He completely snaps, screaming at Giju and asking how she could steal such a massive opportunity from him.
The narcissism is incredible, he's still acting like he's the victim here. He loses all control and tries to lunge at Giju, calling her every name in the book. But the squad is ready. Jaihai and Gaeong intercept him instantly, showing him that his days of bullying women are over. And then, the campus idol himself steps in. Hae Yun grabs Jimin's arm with a grip of steel, giving him a look that could freeze a volcano. He sternly warns the coward to never lay a finger on Giju again unless he wants to see the dark side of a golden boy. Giju remains the coldest person in the room. She stares at her ex and tells him that what goes around comes around. Her days of being his human ATM and punching bag are officially retired. She drops the final, stinging insult that will haunt him forever: garbage like him is only meant to be stepped on and thrown out. She walks out of that theater with her head high while Jimin is left vibrating in his own failure. In the aftermath of the public scandal, Jimin does the only thing a coward knows how to do: he runs away. He takes a leave of absence from the university, hoping the world will forget his face, but that recording is forever. Rumors are flying across campus like crazy. Some people are actually calling Giju a red flag collector, judging her for making such a massive scene in front of director Mun. But our girl? She has zero regrets.
She realizes that without the reviews, she would have just taken the abuse in silence like she always did.
The scene she caused wasn't just for her, it was a public service announcement for every student on campus.
Giju looks at the ring that reminds her so much of Jimin. She thought about throwing it away, but then she realizes the power it gives her is too valuable to lose.
Why fly blind when you can see everyone's secrets? She decides to keep the magical ring. From now on, she's not dating anyone unless they have a decent 5-star rating. Her doormat era is dead, and her reviewer era has officially begun. But there's a major flaw in her plan. Despite her vow to avoid low-rated men, she finds herself getting more and more tangled up with the king of red flags himself, Hae Yun. Why is the guy with the lowest rating the only one she can't look away from? Hale is a total enigma. He's rich, polite, and handsome, yet the digital windows label him as a Casanova who ghosts women after unforgettable nights. Is he really a monster, or is there a reason for his half-star rating? Giju is at a crossroads.
She can see everyone's black and white truth, but Hal is the only one who feels like a mystery worth solving.
The ring shows the past, but can it predict her future with the campus star? She watches Hale from a distance, feeling a pull she can't explain. He helped her destroy Jimin, but what will he ask for in return? The favor he mentioned is still hanging over her head like a guillotine.
As Giju stares at the reviews of the people around her, she realizes the world is a lot darker than she ever imagined.
But with the ring on her finger and her squad at her back, she's ready to face whatever red flags are coming next. The game is just getting started. Giju is officially the department's superstar after her grand prize win, but fame in this university comes with a steep price tag. Her classmates aren't just congratulate her, they're practically demanding she drains her bank account to buy them all dinner. The rumor mill is already working overtime, with people saying anyone Giju dates is doomed to fail.
She tries to brush it off, but deep down, she's wondering if she's actually a magnet for bad luck.
Just when things couldn't get more awkward, her phone buzzes with a notification that would make anyone blush. The sexy lingerie set she ordered for her 100-day anniversary trip has finally been delivered. Talk about bad timing. The irony is hitting her like a freight train. She spent a fortune on black lace for a man like Jimin, who turned out to be a total piece of human garbage. Now she's rushing home to hide the evidence of her temporary insanity. Giju is sprinting through the streets like she's in a track meet, ignoring everyone who calls her name. She needs to get that package off her doorstep before a nosy neighbor starts asking questions. She reaches her door at Unit 401, panting and ready to snag her prize, but the hallway is empty. The text said it arrived hours ago, so where is the spicy delivery? She checks her phone again, hoping it was just a delay, but the delivery photo shows a box sitting outside a very familiar-looking door. Something is definitely wrong here.
A quick check of her order history confirms her worst fear.
In her haste to fund her ex-trash's life, she typed Unit 402 instead of 401. She just sent her private items to her neighbor's house. This is officially the most embarrassing moment of her life. She's rummaging through the hallway, desperately hoping the neighbor hasn't returned yet. But Unit 402 is looking very much inhabited. She's clinging to the hope that the discreet packaging kept her secret safe.
The shop promised the box would look like a harmless book, but the very, very hot for you brand name is still haunting her thoughts.
She has no choice. She has to knock on that door and reclaim her property before things get even weirder. She's bracing herself for a random stranger, but the universe is about to pull the ultimate prank. She takes a deep breath and hits the doorbell. "Who is it?" a voice calls out. Giju stammers that she's the neighbor from next door, her heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. The door opens and her brain short-circuits. It's not a stranger, it's Hale Yun, the campus star and literal golden boy. And to make it worse, he's standing there completely shirtless. Of all the neighbors in the world, why did the guy she's been trying to avoid have to be the one holding her scandalous mail? Hale invites her in, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Giju is trying to act natural, but her eyes are doing laps around his abs while she tries to explain her presence. She's rambling about packages and wrong units, sounding like a total lunatic. Hale isn't letting her off easy. He holds up a package and asks why it was delivered to him if it really belongs to her. He's looking at the label, and Giju is praying he doesn't see anything suspicious. He's remarkably skeptical, pointing out there's no recipient name on the label. He's assuming it's his because the address matches his door perfectly. Giju is currently living out her own nightmare. Hale claims he ordered a book titled Origins of Philosophy and assumes this is it.
Giju is internally screaming because she knows there isn't a single word of philosophy inside that box.
Then he drops the ultimate bombshell: "Why don't we just open it and see?" Giju tries to stop him, but her voice is caught in her throat. This is the moment her dignity officially dies. R.I.P. to her secrets. The tape is ripped open and the black lace spills out right onto Hale's floor. The silence in the room is deafening as the campus idol stares at the very unphilosophical contents. Hale doesn't even look shocked. He just smirks and tells her she's a very straightforward person. It's a total roast, and Giju wants to melt into the floorboards and disappear forever. She's paralyzed with shame, trying to explain that she normally doesn't wear this kind of stuff and it was for a special occasion.
Hale just keeps that smug grin on his face, enjoying every second of her suffering.
"Special occasion?" he asks.
He's wondering if she's already found a replacement for her trash ex, or if she's just a secret Casanova herself.
Giju is stumbling over her words like she's forgotten how to speak English. She snatches her box and bolts for the door, practically tripping over her own feet to escape the most awkward encounter in history. But Hale has one more surprise for her before she's gone. He mentions the announcement on the department group chat. Giju's classmates have already declared it's a celebration dinner tonight, and she's the one expected to pick up the tab for everyone. With a final, devastatingly cool comment, Hale tells her to make sure she leaves her new purchase at home before heading out to the bar. Our girl is currently a walking tomato. She's back in her room, staring at her phone in a daze. Her victory has turned into a total disaster of social debt and scandalous laundry. This is not the grand prize winner's life she imagined.
As she prepares for a night of hosting, she realizes Hale might be more involved in her life than she thought.
Is the golden boy actually a stalker, or just the luckiest neighbor on the planet? Stay tuned. The party is in full swing, but Giju feels like she's in a pressure cooker. Her classmates are out here acting like scavengers, demanding a massive dinner just because she won a contest. It's a congratulations dinner where Giju's bank account is the only victim. Hae Yun is sitting right in front of her, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a credit card.
Giju's social anxiety is peaking, but she's not thinking about the food. She's thinking about how to get away from this 0.5-star danger zone.
Hale tries to play the hero, offering to pay because he's the one who lured half the department here.
He thinks he's being a gracious senior, but to Giju, it's just another favor she can't afford to owe.
Giju isn't having it. She's obsessed with her tenfold repayment rule. She wants to pay for everyone to officially cut the strings binding her to the campus golden boy. She doesn't want his pity or his money. She's as stubborn as a mule, making it clear she's not interested in his friendly gestures. The classmates are watching the drama unfold, probably ready to post about Giju's attitude problem on Instagram. Giju drops the ultimate ice bomb. She tells Hale straight to his face that she'd rather pay the bill just to end their involvement once and for all. Talk about a public frostbite rejection in front of the whole department. The table goes dead silent. Even the great Hae Yun looks awkward now. Her friends are actually calling her out, asking why she's being so cold to a guy who's done nothing but help her. Overwhelmed by the social judgment and the whispers, Giju bolts for the restroom. She needs to splash some water on her face and escape the radioactive atmosphere she just created. She's losing it in the restroom. How can a guy so helpful and polite have a rating lower than her violent ex? She's convinced Hale must be hiding a truly rotten interior beneath that perfect model face. She decides to trust the digital red flags over her own eyes. Her plan is simple: pay for the tables, say something came up, and ghost Hale as casually as possible. Survive and advance, that's the goal. Giju reaches the counter to settle up, but her friends intercept her with some major tea. Apparently, something went down while she was gone, and it's not about the bill, it's about her past. The gossip turns to be Impyo, the serial cheater who dragged Giju's name through the mud. He told everyone she was an obsessive stalker just to cover up his own messy infidelities. The classmates are debating if Giju was truly a victim or if she's just a pro at acting like one. It turns out people's memories are as filtered as their social media profiles. Flashback time.
A wasted BMPO runs into Hale on the street, thinking they're still bros.
He actually begs Hale to tell Giju to unblock him, admitting that all his rumors about her were total lies. BMPO calls Giju an easy mark, laughing about how he played everyone.
Hale's face goes cold. He's not just listening, he's recording the truth to protect the girl who just rejected him.
Hale didn't just stay quiet, he cleared Giju's honor in front of everyone.
The classmates finally realized they were played by a serial cheater, all thanks to the guy Giju's been treating like a villain.
Giju is dumbfounded. Why would Hale go to such lengths for her? She tries to pay at the counter, only to find out the gentleman in the black jacket already settled the entire check. Hale swiped his card and defended her rep.
Giju realizes she's now deeper in debt than ever before.
Her plan to escape him just backfired in the most expensive way possible. Just as she's about to sneak out, Jua drops a bombshell. She's drunk and publicly asking Hale out. The whole bar is leaning in, dying for a confession scene.
Hale's reviews reveal the disturbing truth. He doesn't turn you down when you ask him out. The campus idol isn't a player, he's a social hostage who doesn't know how to say no.
Hale is physically trembling and sweating bullets. He's trapped by the crowd's expectations, unable to voice the rejection he clearly wants to give. It's a total mental breakdown in slow motion. Jua presents the ultimate trap: if you drink this shot, you're dating me. The crowd is chanting, and Hale's hand is shaking as he reaches for the bottle. He's about to lose his freedom. Giju can't just stand there.
She realizes his 0.5 rating is because he lets people walk all over him.
Time for the ultimate pushover to save the campus idol. Black Rose Giju to the rescue. She snatches the bottle and gulps the shot in one go, shocking the entire bar. Consider my debts repaid. She drops the mic and walks out, finally even with the golden boy. Boom. Our girl Giju just pulled the ultimate Black Rose move, snatching a bottle of soju and chugging it down to save the campus idol from a public confession disaster. She's not just drinking, she's buying Hale's freedom with her own liver. Hale is staring at her like she's officially lost it, and the crowd is whispering. Giju's excuse? She claims Jua is way too drunk and needs a filter. But we all know it's her crazy tenfold repayment rule working overtime. Jua tries to act tough, stomping around and claiming she's fine, but gravity wins this round. She goes down like a sack of potatoes right into Giju's arms. Talk about a dramatic exit for the girl who almost forced a relationship. The drama is dead, and the classmates are low-key salty about it. They were hoping for a spicy new campus couple to gossip about, but Giju just shut the whole production down. Everyone's told to head back to their seats before things get weirder. Sang-sun isn't letting this sacrifice go to waste.
She reminds the group that since Giju played the Black Rose, Hale now owes her a wish.
The campus idol is officially on the hook, and the whole room is dying to hear the price. Hale looks trapped, but Giju just wants a way out.
She's internally screaming for an exit strategy while the department stares them down.
This isn't a wish, it's a social hostage situation. Eureka! Giju's wish is simple. Hale needs to buy ice cream for everyone to sober them up.
It's the perfect get-out-of-jail-free card for both of them, and the crowd is more than happy to get a free treat.
The wingmen are working hard tonight, insisting Hale can't carry all that ice cream alone. They force Giju to go with him, turning a grocery run into a private, moonlit walk. The tension is radiating off the pavement. While they walk, Hale finally breaks the silence. He asks if she stepped in because she saw he was uncomfortable. Giju admits it was all about the debt, repaying him for Jimin, BM, and the bill. Talk about a clinical way to ruin a moment. Hale notices he's finally stopped shaking.
The relief is visible, and he's looking at Giju with a whole new perspective.
But she's still stuck on why the campus golden boy was so flustered by a simple confession. Hale drops a logic bomb that makes Giju's brain short-circuit.
He actually thought he'd have to date Jua just because he'd feel too bad saying no.
Our girl is officially dumbfounded by his total lack of a backbone. Giju can't believe it. Refusing someone isn't a crime, but dating them out of pity is a life sentence. She tells him straight up that dating someone out of guilt is a massive waste of time and energy for everyone involved.
She drops some cold hard truths. Being in a pity relationship is an awful thing to do to the other person, and it's even worse for yourself.
You're left with nothing but a fake life and total exhaustion. Hale is actually impressed.
He realizes Giju is way smarter than she looks, which totally flips his first impression of her.
He's staring at her like he's seeing her for the first time without the doormat filter. Flashback time. Hale remembers seeing Giju's name on a grand prize certificate at a professor's office.
He realized the girl everyone mocked was actually a hidden genius with a pen.
He recalls visiting Giju Soup and Rice and seeing the owner's daughter in action.
But it wasn't a hero moment. It was a scene of total submission that made him think she was a complete fool.
A scummy customer pulls the oldest trick in the book, claiming there's a hair in his food to dodge the check. Giju's mom is yelling, but Giju is already stepping into the line of fire to settle the drama. Giju doesn't fight. She just bows her head and offers the meal for free. Even though the lie is obvious, she'd rather lose money than cause a scene.
Hale is watching from the corner, thinking she's a pathetic pushover.
The liar dashes out with a free lunch, and Giju is left apologizing to nothing. Her first impression on Hale was that of a blind fool who'd let anyone step on her just to keep the peace. Giju's mom actually slaps her for being such a fool, sick of her daughter feeding every liar for free. Giju just wants to dock the cost from her own pay, showing a level of self-sacrifice that's almost painful to watch. Back to the present, Giju admits she always ends up in these ridiculous situations.
She calls herself a fool, wondering if she's the actual reason why weirdos are constantly drawn to her like moths to a flame.
The self-pity is real, but Hale has heard enough. He stops her right there and offers comfort she never expected. He firmly tells her that there is nothing wrong with her, and she shouldn't carry the blame for what weirdos do. Giju freezes. Nobody has ever told her it wasn't her fault. In a world that always calls her the problem, Hale's words are hitting like a freight train.
The tears start falling before she can even blink. She's crying over ice cream in the middle of the street, totally overwhelmed.
Hale's voice is sounding way more reassuring than a 0.5-star rating has any right to be. Our girl is officially vulnerable. Flash. The system kicks in with a major update. Notification: affection level has increased. Giju is staring at her own eyes reflecting the screen. New information about Hale Yun is now available. The ring is working overtime today. It reveals that Giju is officially his person of interest. Our girl might have just traded one red flag for a much bigger, much more handsome one. The system just dropped the ultimate bombshell. Giju is staring at a new notification that's flashing like a neon sign in her brain. It officially labels her as Hale Yun's person of interest.
Our girl is spiraling, wondering why this specific pop-up is appearing now.
Is it a reflection of her own rising affection for the campus star?
Hale's grin isn't helping her blood pressure at all.
Interest? What kind of interest are we talking about here?
Giju is hesitant, her mind racing with a million questions.
Meanwhile, Hale is just acting like everything is normal, asking if they should head back to the group. She can't stop staring at the screen. Why did a new pop-up appear when she never saw one like this before? It's like the ring is evolving along with her feelings. Giju actually has to slap herself to snap out of it.
She reminds herself that Mr.
Perfect has a half-star rating for a reason. She can't let her guard down just because he said a few nice things. She decides to go full avoidance mode.
She's scribbling over the word interest in her mind, determined to stay away from the 0.5-star danger zone.
Her focus shifts when her friends mention Professor Lim's mentorship program. This is the ultimate career opportunity. Lim is the king of the playwriting department and his classes are a literal myth.
Giju realizes that signing up for the program means direct feedback from the professor himself.
It's an academic goldmine that she can't afford to pass up, especially with her goals. Her friends tease her that it's just a dating program in disguise, bringing up stories of how they met their exes through it. Giju is determined to keep it strictly professional, though. She's counting down the seconds until sign-ups open. Professor Lim is the heart of the department, and Giju needs his approval to make it to the next level. Baitum. The mentorship orientation is here, but Giju freezes when she hears a very familiar name. Hale Yun is apparently joining the program too. Giju is in total disbelief. Why would a rich, popular kid like Hale voluntarily sign up to babysit a bunch of freshmen? Her misconceptions about him are being challenged at every turn. Morning attendance time. The room is packed, mostly with girls who only showed up for one person. And who is leading the session alongside Professor Lim? None other than Hale Yun. Hale starts taking attendance while the professor runs late. Every name he calls sounds like a love letter to the girls in the front row. He pauses when he gets to Giju's name. The warmth in his voice when he calls Giju Gong draws eyes from everyone in the lecture hall. Our girl is officially the target of some very jealous stares. Hale even reaches out to greet her personally, saying it's nice to see her. Giju is trapped in her seat, feeling the sticky atmosphere of the room. She stammers out a greeting, trying to stay invisible. She didn't sign up for this kind of public attention. Jua chooses this exact moment to cling to Hale's side, acting like she's already his girlfriend after her public confession. Hale handles it with his usual doormat politeness. The program is a massive success this year, with a record number of participants. Everyone is assigned a personal mentor to help them navigate the campus jungle. Hale explains the upcoming writing contest for teams of 2. Mentors are supposed to guide their mens to victory. The meeting ends and Hale is instantly swarmed by girls begging for advice.
Giju watches the chaos and realizes this program is a one-way ticket to disaster.
She decides to quit right then and there. No academic feedback is worth being stuck in Hale Yun's orbit for an entire semester. She heads to the professor's office to drop out.
She claims she joined with the wrong mindset and apologizes for wasting his time.
The professor is chill about it, but as Gija leaves, she walks right into a waiting Hale. He's been waiting for her, and he looks like he's ready for a real talk. Hale cuts to the chase. Are you dropping out because of me? He knows she's been uncomfortable ever since the bar incident. Hale claims he noticed her trying to leave the bar early.
He thinks she's just embarrassed about her past, having zero clue about the digital reviews Giju is actually seeing.
Hale urges her not to let her personal feelings ruin her academic career.
He thinks he's being supportive, while Giju is fighting the urge to scream about his rating.
Giju realizes he's completely misreading her.
She's blunt with him. Yes, you make me uncomfortable. She claims he saw too many of her embarrassing moments. Then Hale notices the ring on her finger. He recognizes it as the cheap vendor piece from her ex, Jimin. He mocks the tacky design, asking if she still has feelings for the abusive jerk. Giju is fuming, unable to tell him the ring is her magical lie detector. The argument ends with a shocking update from the ring. A new rule reveals that hidden info about Hale will unlock as their affection level rises.